Hello everyone, you are watching Surge Education, and today we are going to start with our 10 important problems on ratio and proportion. So in the previous lessons we have already covered the theory part and the best approaches and tricks. So today we are going to start with two important problems, and our approach is somewhat different. So we are merging banking awareness with quantitative aptitude. So before going to start with the important problems, what is the approach we are following to cover this quantitative aptitude masterclass? So we are completing the important concepts of quantitative aptitude, then important tips and tricks. So we have already covered these two parts, and now we are starting with few important questions to practice the tricks we have already learned. And next you have to do some previous year questions, and after that daily you have to continue with 10 questions as a routine. Don't forget the motive of learning quantitative aptitude. This is not a subject, this is a life approach. So remember that goal every moment and keep practicing quantitative aptitude. So today's plan is to start with the problems, and we are merging banking awareness with quantitative aptitude. How we will going to see. So here the 10 important questions are based on 10 important topics, or maybe is based on most important 7-8 concepts of ratio and proportion. Let's solve some problems. This is the problem number 1, and you can try it yourself. You have 5 different options, you have to choose one, and the word problem goes like: two friends A and B deposit money every month in a term deposit with a minimum tenure of 6 months. The ratio of investment per month is 8:9, and the ratio of the term of deposit is 5:4. So we are considering the term in months. B will deposit a total of 1.44 lakh. So the question is how much money A will have deposited after the end of the tenure. So we have options 3.2, 0.8, 1.6, 0.4 and 2. So this is in lakh. So you can give the answers in the comment section. Okay, so before moving to the solution, here we have the important banking awareness related terms and their explanations. Here we got one new term, that is term deposit. What is a term deposit account? Now term deposit means a deposit account where money can be deposited for a particular term, means particular time frame. Now these term deposit accounts are called RAFA accounts. So the question is, what is a term deposit account where a person can deposit money in installments? Means here A and B deposit money every month in a term. So that means they are depositing the money in every month, means installments. So that particular term deposit is called recurring deposit account, means RD account. And the representation of RAFA is recurring account and fixed account. So two term deposit accounts are recurring account and fixed account. So here is, if we do it in installments, then it will be called as RD. Otherwise, if we do one time lump sum deposit, then it will called fixed account. Like how we just do a fixed deposit, means the money is fixed for that particular term, suppose for 5 years or something. So you cannot change the amount, you just need to wait for that 5 years tenure to be completed, then you can withdraw the money. So that is called fixed account. And recurring deposit means you have to add money every month. The next question is, what is the minimum and maximum tenure for RD account? So 6 months is the minimum tenure for RD account and 10 years is the maximum. So this is the guidelines RBI has provided, but it varies from bank to bank. Let's move on to the solution part. The question is how much money A deposited after the end of the tenure. Now we don't know the total tenure, we don't know the amount of money deposited every month, but we know how much money B deposited in total, that is 1.44 lakh. So total amount depends on both amount of money deposited per month and the number of months. So this is natural, right? So how much money you will get after the tenure? So it depends on how many installments you have given and how much money you have deposited in each installment. So we just add up and the product will give the total amount of money deposited. Suppose here we know the value for B. That means how much money B deposited. This is the 9 unit for B. B's deposits, that is 9 unit for the investment per month and 4 unit for the term. Means so B deposited 9 unit money for 4 unit time, and that adds up to 1.44 lakh, or that means 1,44,000. So this means these two variables, that means the investment per month and the term, is can be compounded together. So we can get the total amount by the compound ratio of 8:9 and 5:4. So we have already learned what is compound ratio. If two variables are can be multiplied, so the resultant ratio is called compound ratio. So here we have money deposited per month and the number of months. So we just need to multiply these two ratios. So for A is to B, the new ratio will be 8 into 5, that is the first term for each ratio, and for the denominator, means for B, that is 9 and 4. So we just need to multiply and we will get 40:36, or if we simplify we will get 10:9. Now we have B's total deposit, that is 1.44. so this term 36 so this term 36 or 9 represents the total amount of money deposited by B, and that is equals to 1.44 lakh. So this is the same amount. So if 36 unit means 1.44, we just need to find out the total number of money A deposited, that is 40. So we just do unitary method and we can get 36 units means 144, 40 unit means 4 into 44. How we got that? 144 is 4 into 36. So this amount is 4 times of the number of units here. So we just do 4 into 40. So the result is 160, means 1.6 lakh. So we have number 3 as the answer. So this is how you solve this kind of problems. You can use the compound ratio concept. Let's move on to the second problem and pause the problem and try to solve it yourself. So this is the problem. I'll read out for you and you can pause the problem and solve it yourself and let me know the answers in the comment section before moving forward. So three businessmen A, B and C went to a bank to do a demand deposit. So here we have another new term, that is demand deposit, where they will get a facility of overdraft, another new term, up to 5,000. So this is the banking term for a demand deposit. Later we will see what are these terms. Money deposited for A is to B is 5:7 and A is to C is 9:7. C deposited an amount which is 7 times of the overdraft limit, means it is 7 into overdraft limit means 5,000, means 35,000. This is the amount of money C deposited. So we have already got the amount of money C deposited. Now the question is, what is the ratio of overdraft and the deposit of B? We have 5 options, so I think you have already got the answer. So you have already answered this question in the comment section. So let's move on to the terms we have learned here. So here we got a new term that is called demand deposit, and demand deposit accounts are called CASA account, means CA, that is current account, and SA means savings account. So demand deposit accounts are not bound to a limited period of time. We can deposit and withdraw anytime. So that's why these are called demand deposit accounts, not term deposit accounts. So there are two types of demand deposit accounts in India, that is current account and savings account. So current account is mostly used by businessmen, where they have some more features to do the transaction. They will get some more features for a particular amount of payment they do every year. Now for savings account, that is account for everyone can open and do a deposit there. So now the question is, what is a demand deposit account where a person can get overdraft facility? As I have already told, in current accounts, account holders will get some more facilities, and overdraft is one of them. So the answer is current account. Now what is overdraft? That is the next question. So current account holder can withdraw an amount more than the amount of credit balance in the account up to a limit. That limit is called overdraft. Means, suppose you have 5,000 rupees in your account. Now you want to withdraw 10,000 rupees from your account. So you can do this in overdraft facility. Suppose you have a limit of 5,000. You can withdraw 5,000 rupees after your account balance becomes 0. Means if you have 0 balance in your account, you can still withdraw money up to that particular limit. So that limit is called overdraft. So here the businessmen, all of them will get overdraft up to 5,000, and we need to find out how much money they deposited in the account with this ratio, and we have already got the amount deposited by C. So here an interesting thing is, we know the ratio of A and B and A and C, and we know the deposit amount of C. Means we know this part, this 7. In A is to C, we know the 7. So we have to find out the deposit of B. Means we have to find out this 7. We have to find out the B's total deposit. So let's see how you solve. I think you have already solved this. So let's see the solution part. So this is the solution. Here we have an interesting approach that will give you the results very quickly. So you can see in both the ratios A is common. So we will write both the ratios in a manner where we can take A as a single quantity. Correct. So we will form this table where A is in the middle. Right. Now the ratio of A and B is A is to B. That means 5 is to 7. Means B is to A will be 7 is to 5. And again the next ratio is A is to C. Now here A is to C is 9 is to 7. Now you can see 5 is also A, 9 is also A. But this is very confusing because A have deposited a particular amount of money. So that money is fixed. But in the ratio, this is different, because in this ratio it is 5, in this ratio it is 9. We just need to multiply these two, and we can take the values of all these three variables on the same page. So here we have this method where we just move the middle value to the next vacant space. Means we will just move 5 to this vacant space and 9 to this vacant space. So if we just multiply these two, we will get 7 into 9 36, 5 into 9 45, 5 into 7 35, and this represents the ratio of A is to B is to C, and these units will give the actual relation with the data given for C. Now C is having 35 units, means C deposited 35 units, and we have already seen in the question that C deposited 7 times 5000, means the overdraft limit, that means 35,000. So 35 unit represent 35,000. Now we need to find the ratio of overdraft and the deposit of B. Correct. For the overdraft, the value is already given in the question, that is 5,000. We just need to find out the deposit of B, and the deposit of B is 63 units. So if 35 unit means 35,000, 63 unit means 63,000. So that is the deposit amount by B. So the ratio of overdraft and the deposit of B is 5,000 is to 63,000, that means 5 is to 63, and the answer is 4. I think you have already solved these problems by yourself and given your answers in the comment section. So you just follow these 10 questions, you will see all the important concepts for ratio and proportion that we have already learned in theory part. This is the practical solution oriented approaches and merged with banking awareness, so that you learn both the things together. So what have we learned in this lesson? So summary is, we have learned 2 points for ratio, that is compound ratio. We have already learned in previous theory parts also, if we multiply two ratios we get a compound ratio. And relating two ratios using common term on variable, like we have already learned in this problem, we just draw the relation of this variable A in both the ratios and we got the values for all the variables. So this is how we can approach the problems. And the next thing we have learned for bank deposit, that is demand deposit and term deposit accounts. So we have current account and savings account for demand deposit, and recurring account and fixed account for term deposit. And for this special kind of demand deposit, that is a current account, we have a special facility that is called overdraft. I'll see you in the next lesson with two more different problems on ratio and proportion, and keep practicing ratio and proportion related problems, and you can start the previous year questions as well. If you need more questions, please let me know in the comment section. I will try to provide more questions for practicing, and you can join my Telegram channel to get this PDF, and you can check out the description. You will get the links for our community in Facebook and Instagram, and you can directly ping me in WhatsApp. Link is in the description if you have any kind of queries or suggestions or guidance. Until then, keep practicing. See you. Bye bye.